All right, since other plans got changed tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and do some more recording of Lord of the Rings Online with my brand new character. Logging in, and we will continue on in Mossword. If I can figure out where we left off. And of course, it's Hobnabigans again, so let's make that quest go away. Still don't want to do those. And all set. So one thing I did actually do a little bit of digging in, more for personal notes than anything else, is I actually read patch notes, which I had not done for recent updates. And yes, it does turn out that the um, trait system has been completely revamped so that characters get traits more or less at every level just as they level. And those have been thankfully decoupled from being awarded by things like class deeds. So no longer do you have to sit in town and do things like spam class abilities every day up until the cap to advance and get your trait points. They actually almost made it like every other MMO where you can actually have an idea of how the rate your character is going to advance. So we left off, and we're headed from Mossford. Let's see which quest we want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on the prologue before I level too far past it. So we're gonna go to Plaguer. And that's one we should be able to get to from the Stable Master. Yes, I'm extremely lazy and impatient. If I have anything I need to equip, I shouldn't. I've got all crafted gear. At some point in time, I'll have to go start selling things, but thankfully, the characters have a pretty decently sized inventory, so I don't need to worry about that too badly yet. Hey, I would have figured that the Stable Master would have taken me along one of the actual roads, not the strange overland route we're taking, but you know, it's more direct, so I'll give him that. Guess the Stable Master is just into shortcuts. Okay, this should be the continuation of the main quest.
Welcome to Gregor, finest of the villages to be found in the Stour Vales.
So we explained that Mossword was attacked by a raiding party. And unsurprisingly, she doesn't think anything of it. And once more, the reversed order for quest rewards. Seriously, how did that get past QA? That really should have been caught in testing. And the always classic, go make your case to the mayor.
That is an interesting artifact you carry. It must have quite a story, I imagine.
And more with the lost boot and trying to not make this guy go back to a life of adventure. This dude here is level 140, so he's here doing the new delving missions. Let's see what we have. Somebody up above, maybe?
Oh, hello there.
So she shot at a creature when she was practicing with her bow, wants us to find her lost arrow. That sounds like an utter lack of weapon safety to me, but hey. Here's the mayor, and yeah, he definitely looks like somebody we can convince that things are going badly. He's less so this dude is a hobbit through and through. He is less worried about orcs and oryx than he is about not having food. So we're going to make him feel better by going and collecting some meat. That tracks.
If you're coming round looking for food, I haven't any for you.
That's a level 7 quest. We'll just go ahead and ignore it for the moment, because already level 9. And this, I'm not messing with this butcher. He does not look like he is fooling around. What's in those buckets? Okay, you're creepy.
A fine day to ye.
Right, also, that's a level 5 quest, so we're just going to walk away from the creepy butcher, pretend we did not see anything, and report him to some authorities?
A floating village, you say? Well, I did say that to Mal last we spoke, I suppose.
All right, floating village. That's also not weird at all.
Hello there. Don't mind me. I've only lost the best spot to read my books.
All right, clear some ruffians out of her reading spot, which, again, good reading spots, hard to beat. I'm all for it. I think that's everything that we needed to do in here. Let's head up this way and start thwacking stuff. And this, okay, so, wow, really? The mayor will take Neekerbreaker beat. I mean, hobbits will eat anything and all, but okay. Feel much better giving him warg meat. And this is definitely a cool little vantage point. I think they've actually gotten better about putting in these little pieces of scenery just kind of as the years have gone on, where it's not just point of interest or someplace to go to kill things or do a quest, but just nice vistas overall. Don't have a quest to kill these guys, but there is an outlaw slaying deed, and slayer deeds are pretty much always worth doing, especially on a brand new character where I have no virtue XP yet. Footprints in the mud. You can clearly see where they're headed. Gonna guess we can get meat from this guy? Yep. Okay, it might actually make us examine this one here too, I'm not sure. Yep. A loud snarl fills the air. Oh, so we're already getting Avonks, and I wonder if these guys have the bleeding debuff that they put, but I crit and killed them anyway, so doesn't matter. Later in the game, some of the Avonks you run into have a bleed attack that they'll use, and it can actually be fairly nasty. We're still looking for cuts of meat. All right, apparently shrew meat will do too. It gives a nice mix of different meat types for the mayor, so hopefully that'll make him happy. We got him one of everything. Unlike the Shire, I haven't really found things like the explore all the fields and farms exploration deeds for this zone. So it doesn't look like any of these are exploration points here, which means I should probably stop just riding my horse through people's fields.
Hello, hello. Do you have it?
Appears the arrow from the Avank. Oh, apparently I need to rinse it off for her. Really? Rinse it off in the nearby river. Okay. I guess just hopping into the river didn't do it. Is it in my inventory? Nope.
Hello there. You look like the adventurous sort.
Oh, and there's the always popular go find 8 million points of interest in the zone quest. Okay, so how does she want us to rinse this arrow off? Ah, there we go. That's gotta be it. Have to find the right spot in the water. that's one thing that I really am disappointed seeing Lotro carry on are the combinations of find this exact spot in a large area that looks correct where you can do a thing, or find the specific mob types in a specific area. Even though, kill orcs in a general area, but only some orcs count for your quest. You've got to find the orcs that are in the circle. You can't kill the orcs that are 5 feet to the left. They're not going to give you quest credit. Lotro has the habit of being a little over the top with
Poor
it.
arrow.
Okay, there's your cleaned arrow back. You are happy. Now let's go give the mayor some meat. Oh, we're not giving the mayor meat. We're bringing the meat to the creepy butcher, which already makes me feel a little uneasy, because we've seen what he does with things that come into his shop.
Ah, these cuts are choice indeed.
And when he speaks, he's even creepier. Back away slowly. And we'll leave him to do whatever he's going to do and talk to the ranger.
I should have warned you that the folk in Swanfleet will often put you to work.
Yes, I know they're going to put me to work. This is an MMO, and I am playing through areas where I know I'm going to be given make work quests. Go find people who will tell me actual useful information. So this is sending me to Glenhelig and Lintrev. So the main quest is sending me out of this area here. And I'm kind of okay with that. I'll probably do some of the stuff along the way. Let's just ignore the explore everything quest and see what that does. Okay, perfect. Just because you tend to get more quests than you need to level through a zone, especially if you have any kind of an accelerator, like I have my various VIP bonuses. So I have no intention of doing this completionist style. I probably will come back at some point in time and take a character through to do everything just to see how it goes, but this is more just being curious about the new player experience they have set up as a whole, not every nook and cranny. Right, there is level 10. Answer a bunch of pop-ups. And when in doubt, go with more crit. I don't think I have any virtues ready to equip yet. No. I'm going to delete that because epic battles suck. Ultra points, steed. And a new skirmish available, which is a tease because the skirmish they're talking about aren't the actual skirmishes. Those don't start until level 20. They're trying to trick you into doing big battles. Stay strong, don't do them. Don't encourage poor design. Well, yep, there's a Warg Slayer deed, so I'm sorry, Mr. Warg, but you die. And yes, on my tiny little hobbit, I disappear into the bushes. You can't see me. There's not a Knickerbreaker Slayer deed, so you live. There's one thing MMOs teach us. It's that if there is a reward for something's death, carnage will ensue. That's how we judge our morality as MMO characters, is there a quest reward or some kind of advancement if I make you dead? I really am not sure that that's telling us anything good, but who asks questions like that, really? So someplace around here should be our Hobbit Reader's book. Because we want to not only clear these people out of it, but also get her book back. 2 for 1. There's a Hobbit parcel, so that's probably it. Oh, that was something else. And now I'm wondering if the book is someplace completely different from here. Wooden chest. Stop and pick up some loot. Completed the first level of Brigand Slayer. So the first level of these usually just gives you, boy, this doesn't even give me a title or anything. But Brigand Slayer Advanced will give me 5 Lotro points. So worth doing the Slayer quests, or the Slayer deeds rather, because they give you little drips of store currency. Do enough of those and it adds up to being able to do things like buy some of the cheaper cosmetics, or in this case, one of the things I'm doing is getting some points so that I can get an XP disabler for another character who's going to be started up, so that I can play them and not have to worry about getting past the people I'm going to be playing with. But usually by the time you've got a few hours into a character, you've got enough points to do things like buy a universal toolkit or a piece of relatively inexpensive something from the shop if you have a tool that you need for them or something like that. unless you're actually hardcore grinding Lotro points. You don't make a ton of them, but you make enough that they're useful. Ancient tome up in the watchtower. That might be her book. Okay, if this was her reading spot that she had before, a watchtower, a bandit camp area, I really think she needs to have better choices of where she goes to read. Bad idea. It's a big camp. Don't actually need anything else in here other than just murderizing a bunch of these guys, but may as well get closer to finishing out that Slayer deed. I wonder if all of the Slayer deeds in here don't have titles attached to them. Title, no title, and no title for advanced. They're all, at least the Slayer deeds I've found so far, just points. Nothing for the tier 1 and nothing but points for the tier 2. I wonder if that's going to continue throughout the Before the Shadow stuff, or if that's just because it's the first couple that I found. It would be a bummer if that continues, because getting some of the silly titles from the deeds is honestly one of the biggest reasons to do some of the deeds, like being able to run around with the Slug Squasher title. $24 more. Stop and take in the view like a good murder hobbit. And it's still really weird remembering to spend trait points more or less every level, low levels. I really wish that these were meshed and textured so that I could run along top of them and be silly like that, but they consistently are not something you can actually use as traversable terrain, which I think is a lost opportunity. And no chest in here. Bummer. And more. Now I'm actually kind of curious to see, is there going to be a third tier that has a title or anything associated with it, or if it just straight up is a 2-tier, nothing but points steed. Obviously, I'd probably know better if I had done silly things like actually testing this beforehand, but who does that? Okay, these two should do it. Okay, so it did give me loyalty experience, even though it didn't have that listed in the deed journal. So, or virtue experience, rather. So that's at least something, which means I have a virtue I can slot in and start putting points into zeal. Even though I only have the first 2 unlocked in loyalty, I have 3 open trait slots, so getting some just unlocked and equipped is better than maxing out one, I think. Okay, so we did at least get something out of that, even though it wasn't any of the fluff that I normally like getting with those. And see if we can get out of here crazy person way, and we can. Because I want to find a way to cross the river there. Map looked like there was a road, but I am not seeing a road. I am seeing a warg. Ah, that must have been what was on the map. Yep, no tier 3 for the deed for killing brigands. It's 1 and 2. This road curves around? Yes, it does. There is 1 for killing oryx. Plus, White Hand should pretty much always be killed on sight anyway, so not gonna say no. Opportunistic orc slaughter. Looks like this is a trail that leads off the main road, but it's going to take us where we need to go. Okay. Cool little rock formation there. I wonder if there's a camp of some kind up at the top there. A lookout tower of some kind? You think of a Clax tower from Discworld. Okay, so this is a lawn. So again, it's that
Hello there.
that kind of what were they called? The guys out in specific name for the people who lived in the Dunland area, but this definitely is pulling their kind of aesthetic in earlier because they're bordering just like we saw last time.
Won't you lend me your aid?
Yep, your envoy sent me here.
All Devodiad in these lands.
And the great quest that is actually complete other quests. Which really messes up your quest tracker if you leave that one
You
tracked.
seem to be a person of great ability. You seem to be a person of good ability.
Alright, I will get down from my horse and kick your ass. Definite shades of like the Rise of Isengard era stuff here. Intro to crafting. Well, we can actually just do that on this character.
For I have a tale to tell. The Uch-Gwairad requires us to give welcome to the Duvoriad.
I don't want to do any of your quests. I just want to learn
The
Explorer.
Uch-Gwairad requires us to give welcome to the Duvoriad.
And I'm going to have to do something with my inventory because this is ridiculous. We'll put on rings. Have earrings. Doesn't look. That, and we definitely don't need the crappy free tools they give. Bracelet, definitely take that. All the rest of this is just random equipment that I am not going to use. So, in comes selling lots of stuff. And yeah, I'm sure I'm going to sell at least one actual useful thing in here, but I don't need a pocket item. But in this level range, there is nothing that I am going to properly miss. I'm going to be selling here. I would much rather have the inventory space. And there we go. So toolkit out of my shared bank, and crafting tools problem solved. Then the intro to crafting, because I don't want to do the crafting quests, just wanted to learn a profession. This definitely looks like kind of the starter area, because here's the get your VIP stuff, so I may as well get a refresh there.
We are all devoted in these lands.
We are not going to do fishing. So this definitely does kind of seem to be the first real destination town in this area. It has the VIP, it has the intro to hobby, it has the intro to crafting. Interestingly, doesn't connect much outside of this area in the wider world, just connects to Enidwaith. I would have expected at least a Bree connection if it was that type of hub. All right, let's get the heck out of Dodge. We're looking to go to Blood Hollow, which is always someplace that you should go. If it's named Blood Hollow, that's a good sign. Don't mind me, wolves, just gathering. Okay. Signature enemy and probably his associated mob here. Okay. Not actually associated, just nearby. These guys don't seem to drop much. There doesn't seem to be associated with them, so just gonna leave them alone for now. You're not suspicious at all? But you don't want to talk to me, so fine, screw you. Oh, come on, let me climb up there to get the copper. Jerk. Apparently I should have sprung for the all-terrain horse upgrade, but no such luck. That's why you don't cheap out on your options packages. Still going the right way? Yes, we are. It's further out than I thought. Okay, so here's a scout warrior and another scout warrior. And that's the same guy we saw before. I'm wondering if we weren't supposed to see him when we did? Or if he just randomly shows up at various locations as we're on our way here, like he's sneaky and stalking us, like a scout
Nice of
warrior.
you to finally arrive. What took you so long?
Oh, that makes me want to help you.
Have you had to look after 3 teenagers in the wilderness for a week straight? Oh, that'll exhaust anyone.
Frankly, teenagers would exhaust anyone, I think, but hey. Okay, so this is another complete 3 quests, and I'm gonna guess that each of her people is gonna give me one of these 3 quests.
Devodiad, hello. My name is Devin, and I have a slightly morbid request to make of you.
Okay, go pick flowers out of bone piles that wargs have created. That's a perfectly normal request. Oh, back this way. I bet we find the other scout. Where were they? I swear they were over this way. We'll find them eventually. Okay, here's another one of our scout warriors.
My task is to find a reliable source of water for our scouting party.
Collect samples of river water. And of course, with my luck, there's not going to be another river water sample area this way. I'm going to have to go the other direction. And that's kind of what it's looking like. Oh, we get some cool lily pad graphics at least. Yep, inevitably. It's on the other side of them. Let's see what you make of
I
this.
hope these dark days will soon be behind us.
Oh, he wants me to test each of the samples. Yeah, that's a good idea. That one's not good. Little cloudy. This one is just right.
Perhaps when Margit's bloody work is complete, the waters around Blood Hollow will become more palatable.
Yeah, in other words, the water around here, not so good. Okay, level 12. Don't know if I have gear remade for 12 here. I think I have it in my chest in my house. Means do another couple of quests here real quick. Probably grab Amethyst. Then bounce to my house. Oh, I've discovered Blood Hollow. Again, lovely cheerfully named place. Probably going to finish up what's here and then stop by my house where in the storage chest I believe I have some stashed 12 gear. Just forgot there that I don't have a bow yet, so I can't pull this guy. I was reaching for the equals where I normally have my ranged attack on champions. Not yet. Okay, yeah, this is definitely cheery. Do I need to go down in here, or is it up above? Probably up above. Ah, there we go. There's all that nightshade growing on the bone piles. Yeah, that's absolutely perfectly normal. Nothing creepy about picking flowers growing from vines. Giant bone piles. And this poor one wolf in here with all the wargs around. What are you, the token wolf? Okay, a couple more morbid vines and I should be good. But this is a good chance to actually keep making progress on that Warg Slayer deed, so may as well kill a few more of these. Especially since they seem to be pretty nicely clustered around. Chance to pick off an Urukai as well, never unappreciated. Oh, and look, it's the last scout I was looking for. Perfect. She seems to be the badass of the bunch. Just saying.
Take down a few wargs, and at least one of the really big ones. Try not to get yourself killed.
Alright, cool. She wants me to kill wargs. So, was already going to do that. Just gives me a better excuse. Should be the last of those. Now I just need to find the warg. Oh, warg pack leader. Then murderize some more of these big dogs. I do get a kick out of the fact that the warg models are pretty large to begin with compared to most characters, but you put them up next to a hobbit and it's just a little ridiculous. Right, so that completed Warg Slayer, the first level of it. And yeah, see, the interesting thing is in the deed log, it's only showing me the reward of 5 Lotro points. But I am pretty darn sure that I'm still going to get Virtue XP when I complete that level of it, just like with the Brigands. Oh, that might just be a UI quirk with the area and the deeds, the way they put them in the log. Although now I'm curious if that actually is just something that got messed up with the with update 33 or 34 when they started messing around with trait points, deeds, that might simply be a UI display error. Okay. Any more convenient wargs up here? Give me progress towards next level. Where am I at? 7 of 60. Well, we're right there. Okay, we'll go talk to the bloodthirsty badass lady. Tell her we killed wargs for her.
Maybe it'd be fun to fight alongside you sometime. Or against you. In a friendly way, of course.
Yeah, definitely like her the best out of the 3. Okay, give this guy his nightshade.
Death. Perhaps these flowers could do much for the living. I grow concerned at her unexplained absence.
Ah, so the teacher has basically vanished, probably getting tired of taking care of these brats.
I hope I am worrying over nothing, but my instincts tell me something is wrong.
Okay, when an NPC in a video game tells you that they hope they're worrying over nothing but... Yeah, the quest is called Rescuing a Luna. Pretty sure that that didn't go well. Okay, still want to go and just get this one done here. So, Glenhillig and Lintrov. Where are those? Okay, those are the 2 travel points to the southwest of me here. gonna get those done before I go too much further, because this quest is already green. Doing side quests. Nice nighttime sky rolling in. This is also another reason why I did want to take a bit of a break from this character and not come back to doing these right away, because when I started, it was towards the tail end of the latest VIP appreciation weekend. So it's one thing to have the normal XP bonuses I have on low level characters, but that just made it so I was zipping through way too quick. I like to see at least a little bit more of this area before I level through some of these things. Really tempted to just swim across here. Find out if this is one of those bodies of water that has a strong current or not. Sometimes you'll get bodies of water that are actually there as barriers to moving from place to place. So they'll have strong currents that push you back, or they won't have convenient banks on one side or the other, but this was just a normal. Okay, this should put me pretty close to where I need to go. Just need to find a way up, which might be easier said than done. Mistakes may have been made. Turn on my torch so I can see a little bit better. So for anybody who does not know about the torch in Lotro, because it is not exactly something they go out of their way to scream and shout and advertise how to turn it on, key binding is Alt F10. And for those of you who have NVIDIA video cards and use overlay software, NVIDIA also has a keybind for Alt F10 that intercepts that key combination. And thus, by default, if you try and use that, nothing's going to happen in game, and you're going to swear up and down that the person who told you that Lotro has a toggleable torch is full of garbage. Turns out, it's your NVIDIA software. Can go in there and either disable the overlay software or change certain keybinds. I just turn mine off so that it doesn't accept those keybinds because I don't use it anyway. But yes, Lotro does have a torch you can turn on and off. And it comes in really handy in places like Moria and Gundabad where you're underground. There aren't always good sources of ambient. Wow, this is really up in the hills. I probably should have stuck to a road. I have my trusty all-terrain pony. Absolutely not the way they intended me to get here, but hey. Sir, do you know your field has Krebane along with your sheep? I'm gonna ignore quests for now. I just want to find my person to turn stuff into and the stable master.
Good day.
Should be talk to somebody here who will have helpful info for me. Aha. The local gossip.
Uruks and goblins! You cannot be serious!
Yeah, the Storvilles are peaceful. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, she's going to say that Lindtref is the place to go for bad things. Okay, so we go this way, should be just down the hill, which might be more of a hill than expected. And this is probably, again, not the way they intend you to go to get where I'm trying to go, but it's what we do. Mistakes. I am stunned that any of my characters still have mounts that have not abandoned them. Okay, they really like this Hobbit model for these guys. Slight variance on this.
Goblins and Uruks? Oh, you must be mistaken.
Yep, and he's blaming the other village for... Yeah, that's really useful, guys. Let's see, is there should be a stable master around here someplace. I might have already got it. I think I did come through this area. Yep. Okay, so back to Clegger.
Lovely day, isn't it?
Tell the ranger what we heard, which is basically that the gossips in each village blame the other little village for being any kind of troublemakers in the area. Small towns will small town. Oh, nope, he's this way. I thought, well, last time I talked to him, he was outside the butcher's, but apparently he's gone back to up here. Oh, road's on the other side. I'm an idiot. Oh, I thought, well, yeah, there's the ranger.
Well, it seems these are strange days indeed.
I will not say you're right, but you were right.
There are Uruks about, stranger.
That's what I've been saying. Shh. Okay, they think they've caught themselves an Uruk, so I will take my quest reward.
Left Lucy behind to guard the prisoner, so I could ask the mayor what to do.
Okay, so this is going to be one of those, I'm sure. Yep, travel now. So this is probably the equivalent of starting to get to those travel now and go through many instances that you get in the other prologues. So I'm just going to put that on hold. Go raid my storage chest. And yes, almost everything from my personal house has been moved over to the guild house, so or the kin house, so there's very little left in here as far as decoration goes. But I have some level 12 gear crafted. Four, five, six, perfect. And a pair of swords. It's funny, but one of my favorite heavy armor models in the game for large chunks of the leveling process is this level 12 set right here. I just think it looks really nice without being like that ultra fancy, ultra flashy stuff. It just looks good. Okay, from there, take the Hearthstone back to Mossword. And that's going to do it for tonight. I got my goal established of hitting level 12, getting my new gear, and getting at least some more of the main story done. So that's that.